Now at 9, we'll take a look at how your weekend commute could be affected by ongoing road work. Plus,
this is the site of a new school that will be built if the bond issue is passed. I'll sit down with the superintendent and ask her, why do they need a new school here in Miami, Oklahoma? I'm Ty Parks, and I'll have that story coming up.
For years, the doors here at the Lamar Aquatic Center have been closed, but now a ballot question leaves its future possibly up to the community. I'm Samantha Walker, and coming up, I'll have what voters need to know.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Anthony Saviello. Miami voters decide on a major school bond issue next month. The $14.7 million proposal would build a new elementary school and close 2 aging buildings. KOAM's Ty Parks reports on what's at stake for the district.
The main reason we need this bond issue is for the safety of our students and staff. We want to be able to provide them with a safe place to go whenever there's bad weather, and we just haven't been able to do that. We've had to cancel classes, and that's just not sustainable for the long term. We need parents to know that their kids are safe when they're at school, and this issue will help us to do that.
A $14.7 million bond that will last 12 years. The money will go to build a new lower elementary school that will combine Washington Elementary and Roosevelt.
What would happen is the 2 schools that will be closed, Washington is a 1st through 3rd grade center, so they would move over to Will Rogers. And then we would also move our Roosevelt students, who are 1st through 3rd, over to Will Rogers. And from there, we would take our early childhood center, which is currently Wilson, and move them to the Roosevelt building.
By closing Washington, which was built in the 1950s, it would streamline transportation and collaboration. All the lower elementary school teachers will be in the same building.
Our whole building here, the buildings are old neighborhood schools, and therefore, old doesn't always keep up to date, and it costs so much to keep them up to date. So just having a new building where things were fresh and they were adequately sized and they could house the students with room for learning opportunities would help my particular classroom so much.
The bond money would also go to make improvements to the plumbing and HVAC system at Nichols. The current mill rate is at 26%. If the bond is not passed, the mill rate will drop to 10%. The superintendent tells KOAM that if the no tax increase bond is not passed, they will have to pass a tax increase later. In Miami, Oklahoma, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
The new school will be on the site of the former middle school right next to the Will Rogers Gymnasium. Let's go ahead and check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at weather.
Yeah, and it definitely turned out to give us at least some showers and a few thunderstorms out there for us today. Kind of skirted around Pittsburgh and Joplin, but Kansas, Oklahoma got some rain, a lot of rain. Southwestern Missouri. Now those storms are racing off toward the east, and we're pretty quiet. You can see a couple little guys that popped up northeastern Oklahoma. So there are going to be some scattered showers, maybe a thunder shower, mainly along and south of I-44 as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Let me take you through time. So here are those little showers popping up, kind of skirting through, and then pretty quiet as we go into Friday morning. Could get a few thunderstorms in our southern counties late in the day, so we'll put a slight chance for rain in. High temperatures mainly into the mid-80s. Rain chances increase again once we go into late tomorrow night. So we're going to break all this down for you here in just a bit.
Doug, thanks. Well, Joplin police respond to reports of a crash this morning on 34th and Main Street. The incident happened around 10:40 this morning. On scene, officers discovered an SUV and minivan collided. Both were off the west side of Main Street. The minivan had rolled over onto its side. At least one person was taken to the hospital. The Joplin Police Major Crash Team is responding. This is a developing story. You can find more details on our website, KOAMNewsNow.com, as they become available. A traffic alert for downtown Joplin this weekend. According to city officials, a part of Main Street will be closed on Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. The affected area is from 4th to 7th Street, one of the busiest parts of that road. The road is closing for a community event hosted by James River Church, Joplin. A proposed sales tax is making a splash in Lamar. In November, residents will soon have the opportunity to possibly decide the future of the city's aquatic center, thanks to a ballot question. KOAM's Samantha Walker has more on what voters need to know.
The swim team, there's no longer a swim team. You know, there's no place for them to swim.
Since 2022, the doors of the Lamar Aquatic Center have been closed and gates locked. The site has 3 pools and a bathhouse and several issues like large leaks.
And it's really just not feasible just to do a repair on a portion of that. One pool, which is the leisure pool, wouldn't survive that type of repair.
As City Council and staff looked for options for the site, community members joined together fighting for a pool to reopen in Lamar.
If we don't build the sense of community through different kinds of assets, whatever they are, whether it be our baseball programs, our football programs, but have activities that families can do, why would you stay here?
The city administrator says the cost of removing the current pool and building a new facility comes with a hefty price tag, roughly $4.4 million.
The only way we can figure out how to do that financially is to put a tax on the ballot just to solely support a pool.
With these pool doors closed, it's now left up to voters to decide if they want their tax dollars going to a new facility. In November, voters will decide on a ballot question asking whether to pass a proposed 30-year 1/2-cent sales tax. Those funds would only be used for the construction of a new city pool and its operational costs. While many support efforts to bring back the facility, others don't want to increase their taxes.
One good thing about a ballot issue is not only does it allow a funding mechanism, it also gives the community a voice to let their desires be known.
Reporting in Lamar, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
City staff say next month they're planning to hold informational meetings where community members can learn more about the issues they'll be voting on. Well, Nevada residents weigh in on how they feel regarding services provided by the city. According to the City of Nevada, more than 600 people turned in the survey that allows officials to see what improvements need made. According to those who filled out the questionnaire, the most frequent response to the most important issue facing the city was that the pool needs to be open. More things for the youth to do, jobs and economic development, and the city's appearance were also among the issues mentioned. Residents were also asked what they thought the city's top 3 priorities should be over the next few years. According to the city, the need for a swimming pool was a major priority. Also, better streets and sidewalks. The third was improvements to parks and recreation. Coming up, more on President Trump's trip to the UK.
Pomp and ceremony turns to policy on the final day of President Trump's state visit to the United Kingdom. I'm Rebecca Castor in London with the details coming up.
But up first, patients living with dialysis get a boost from Freeman Health Center. Freeman Health System rolls out the red carpet for dialysis patients while connecting them with vital community health resources. Patients receive the STAR treatment during the hospital's annual dialysis patient engagement days. This year's theme, Roll Out the Red Carpet Oscars Night, was chosen by a patient committee, and the hospital staff made sure everyone felt honored and appreciated. The event celebrates patients while also connecting them with important community resources, from mental health services and transplant centers to nursing care and medication support.
It is an event where we bring together community resources that are available for our patients and to celebrate them, educate them, and it is literally just for patients. We feed them, and we have a theme every year, and our theme this year is, roll out the red carpet, Oscars night.
Families were welcome to join as well, part of an effort to build stronger bonds between patients and the community. Well, at Third Thursday in downtown Joplin, barbers set up their chairs, donating time and skills to raise money for 5-year-old Calvin Owens.
Battling with juvenile arthritis right now. He's up in Ohio currently with his mom, getting a bone marrow transplant, going through chemotherapy. He's had multiple issues stemming from that, from spinal deterioration all the way to lung disease and lung collapsal. We're just trying to bring a little bit of relief here for his family and bring a smile to the kid's face.
The family has also set up a GoFundMe page to help with expenses, and we posted a link to that on our website. You can also find out more tonight on KOAM News at 10. Well, the Cherokee County Health Department is giving away harm reduction products to the public. Items like Narcan, fentanyl test strips, and more are located in the alley behind the Health Department building. Officials say that offering these resources is a cost-free way to help those in need and possibly save a life.
A lot of times people don't realize the costs that are associated with some of those illnesses and with the, along with like the drug problems as well. And so anytime that we can have this, that we can reduce that and help reduce those costs, that is a very important aspect that we have.
Officials from the health department say that more resources will soon be available at harm reduction boxes in Galena and Baxter Springs. Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later, a new pair of glasses could be the future of artificial intelligence.
Well, it definitely turned out to be another warm day for us today. Temperatures into the mid to upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Some of us got some showers and thunderstorms, just depends on where you live. You can see our scattered showers and thunderstorms across the region over the past several hours. Let's go ahead and grab that at the wall here. And you can see, there we go, our showers and thunderstorms that are kind of rotating around us. We had some in southeastern Kansas earlier today, kind of broke apart Pittsburgh, Joplin, then picked back up again as they worked into southwestern Missouri. But right now, not much going on. You can see some guys kind of popping up northeastern Oklahoma down toward Bartlesville. These will kind of expand a little bit and push east. May affect Joplin, Miami, and Neosho. We'll see if they can get their act together, push east as we go through the next several hours. Let me take you through time. We're going to go through the night. Temperatures are going to drop back mid 60s. We'll have a few scattered guys that kind of fire up late morning, early afternoon, passing our southern counties, but I really think most of the day for us is looking pretty good. Mid 80s for highs. As we go into Friday night and Saturday morning, a cluster of showers and thunderstorms will try to develop, kind of push through the region, and then clear out as we get into the afternoon, but something we want to keep our eyes on. Once we get to the afternoon, we'll start to see pop-up storms again, mainly after 5 p.m. But I think most of Saturday afternoon looks okay. Here's Sunday morning. We're going to be watching for additional scattered showers and thunderstorms. 64 to start, 80 by noon, high temp 85 on your Friday. Let's go into high school football weather. Not bad. Temperatures 76 kickoff, 70 by the fourth quarter, which is pretty good for this time of the year. Pretty good weather. All right, looking outside, a great shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. We are looking downtown Joplin. Temperatures 69 in Nevada, 70 in Anderson, 74 in Miami. Parsons checking in at 70 degrees. So what has given us some showers over the past couple days is this upper level wave. You can see it's kind of tilted toward the south and to the east, or back toward the northwest. This is rotating out, but we have some additional waves which are going to fill in behind it. So as we go into Sunday, most likely start with a cluster of showers and thunderstorms that moves in late Saturday night into Sunday morning. As we go into Monday morning, another cluster of showers and thunderstorms will try to get going, kind of push through and then flare up again late Monday into Tuesday. So the bottom line here is we have chances for rain just about each and every day over the next few days, so we'll take it. All right, so random shower tomorrow, mainly in our southern counties. Scattered thunderstorms mainly in the morning Saturday, but they will pop back up again Saturday night and into Sunday morning, then kind of hit and miss through a good chunk of next week.
I don't think anyone's mad about a little bit of rain after all.
Yeah, we could use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Doug.
You bet.
Coming up next, artificial intelligence showing no signs of slowing down.
Looking into the future of AI. Meta unveils its new smart glasses. I'm Madison Allworth with Fox Business. I've got a preview coming up.
Meta just unveiled its brand new smart glasses with augmented reality, but the demo didn't go exactly as Mark Zuckerberg hoped. Fox Business correspondent Madison Allworth has more.
Meta is looking into the future, announcing their brand new display glasses at their annual developer conference, Connect. These are the first consumer-ready smart glasses with a built-in display and a wristband controller with which you can answer texts, answer calls, and more. But the demo didn't work the whole time.
WhatsApp video call.
There we go. Uh-oh. Well, let's see what happened there. That's too bad. I don't know what happened.
Zuckerberg was trying to answer a call. He attempted it multiple times and it didn't work, although other demos did. This is all part of Zuckerberg's moonshot to superintelligence, calling these glasses the window into having a piece of superintelligence of your own.
Glasses are the ideal form factor for personal superintelligence because they let you stay present in the moment while getting access to all of these AI capabilities that make you smarter, help you communicate better, improve your memory, improve your senses, and more.
Meta is hoping this bet pays off after investing billions of dollars in an AI talent poaching war. And those efforts were definitely felt because these display glasses will be sold for $799 starting on September 30th. All of this also comes as Meta is fending off reports from whistleblowers that their social media and VR platforms are not safe for kids and that they willingly ignored that. But the big focus were the AI wearable glasses. We also have a pair of the brand new Oakley Vanguard glasses also announced at Connect. These are good for sports, think running, snowboarding, with a camera here in the center and a battery life that lasts up to 9 hours. These are going to put you back $499. In New York, I'm Madison Allworth, Fox Business.
Well, the U.S. Postal Service has announced its 2025 holiday season mailing dates for customers in the lower 48 states. Cards and gifts should be sent by December 17th for Ground Advantage and First Class Mail. For Priority Mail, it's December 18th. For Priority Mail Express, December 20th. Thursday, Freddie Mac released new data that shows the 30-year fixed mortgage rate is averaging 6.26%. That's down from 6.35% in the previous week, and it marks 4 straight weeks of falling rates. Homeowners are jumping at the chance to refinance. The volume of refinance applications jumped nearly 60% in the last week, according to a report from the Mortgage Bankers Association. Coming up next, Big Fat Bears. Alaska's biggest brown bears are back for Fat Bear Week, the online contest where fans vote for the chubbiest champ in Katmai National Park. Each fall, bears pack on the pounds by feasting on salmon to prepare for winter. This year's salmon run was especially strong, making for some seriously hefty contestants. But it's not just about having the biggest bear belly. It's a battle to name the toughest survivor.
You could vote for the bear who you think is the absolute fattest and largest, but I don't think the contest would be that fun. So it's more about thinking about the success of the bears over the year, what they need to do to survive, what the ecosystem provides them.
Voting kicks off with the younger bears this week, leading into the main event next week. The winner will be crowned September 30th. You can watch the bears and vote online at fatbearweek.org. The only time you can vote on something for it being fat. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Coming up, President Trump focusing on policy discussions during his last day in the United Kingdom, and
President Trump's tariffs get a date with the Supreme Court. I'm Edward Lawrence. That story coming up.
Ball. Come on, we can do better. Like Tom Brady. It's not that hard.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Anthony Saviello. Less pageantry, more politics as President Trump gets down to business on the final day of a state visit to the United Kingdom. From London, Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor has more.
President Trump is receiving the full royal treatment today as he becomes the first U.S. president to have a second state visit with the royal family. A horse-drawn carriage procession setting the tone after President Trump and the First Lady arrived at Windsor Castle. They were met by a guard of honor before the president and King Charles III carried out a military inspection. Then it was off to a private lunch with the king and members of the royal family, all before the marquee event, a glamorous state banquet later this evening.
This is a real honor, and it shows that the special relationship is being strengthened, and importantly for Americans, business-wise.
While the welcome was warm at Windsor Castle, on the streets of London, not so much. Activists from the Stop Trump coalition held a march protesting the president's visit.
Putting it politely, I don't feel that he's good for the world.
Tomorrow, it's back to business and politics for President Trump as he meets with Prime Minister Keir Starmer. The UK wants to improve the trade deal the two countries announced in May, including steel and aluminum tariffs, which are currently charged at 25%.
The British are rolling out everything they possibly can to show President Trump he's welcome. We want to strengthen this relationship.
And in a sign of historic partnership between the two countries, President Trump gifted King Charles a replica of President Eisenhower's sword, a symbol of profound respect. In London, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
The House has given lawmakers more money for personal security in the wake of political activist Charlie Kirk's assassination. It's an extension of a pilot program that started in July after 2 Minnesota state lawmakers were shot in June. It gave members $20,000 a month for home security and $5,000 for personal security. The extension doubles the amount for personal security and $10,000 to $10,000 a month, but it expires on November 21st. The original pilot program was set to expire at the end of this month before this extension. Democrats have released their counter plan to keep the government funded past September 30th. The 1-month stopgap will not get a vote in the GOP-controlled House or Senate, but it represents a list of Democrats' priorities. Those include reversing cuts to Medicaid, permanently extending Affordable Care Act subsidies that expire this year, and restoring congressionally approved spending the Trump administration canceled. In the coming days, the House plans to vote on the Republicans' plan to keep the government funded through November 21st. The Supreme Court set a date to hear arguments in a case challenging President Trump's agenda. It comes as the Senate's top Democrats back legislation they say will help small businesses dealing with tariffs. Fox Business correspondent Edward Lawrence has more.
As President Trump talked business across the pond, his global trade policies are under fire back home.
They've been so incredible for our country, so incredible. We're keeping our companies happy.
The Supreme Court setting November 5th as the date it will hear oral arguments over President Trump's power to issue tariffs. This month, the justices agreed to hear the Trump administration's appeal after a lower court ruled the president overstepped his authority by using emergency powers to impose tariffs on imports from most countries.
So Trump promised to lower costs on day one, and that's not what happened at all. And in fact, what we're seeing is just ever increasing costs of everything.
But top Democrats say small businesses are already struggling with rising costs and can't afford to wait for the court's ruling. They are backing new legislation that would refund those merchants for tariff costs they've already paid and exempt them from future ones linked to the president's trade policies.
We have to give them the relief right now. They work week to week, month to month.
They argue the bill would put money back into local economies and help create jobs, though Republicans say tariffs have already been making a difference.
If you look at just the past month of June, that is the first time since June of 2016 that we actually had more revenues come into the government than what we spent.
If the court rules against President Trump, Secretary Scott Bessent says the U.S. may have to refund as much as $1 trillion in tariffs. At the White House, Edward Lawrence, Fox Business.
Doug is next with another look at your forecast, and coming up, K-State looks to lend a helping hand to future farmers in America.
Well, of course, showers, some thunderstorms for us today, but not all of us. Only about 50% of us got rain today. The heaviest was on the Missouri side. We had showers, Kansas, Oklahoma this morning, and then showers and thunderstorms pop back up again during the afternoon, mainly on the Missouri side. We look pretty good right now. You can see our big band moving now across central Missouri, but we are getting some flare-ups here in northeastern Oklahoma. We'll see how much these can get going and press and ride along that I-44 corridor. So Joplin South, yeah, there's going to be some hit and miss showers as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. But north of I-44, not much. These are fairly light. North of Veneta, over toward Bartlesville, into Craig County, Nowata County. So they are going to be out there, and they kind of skirt east over the next few hours. As we go into the morning hours, pretty quiet, mid-60s. And then a few little guys try to pop up late morning into the early afternoon in our southern counties. Everybody else looks fairly dry, mid-80s for highs. As we go into tomorrow night and then into Saturday morning, a batch will try to work in. So we got to watch this as we will get scattered thunderstorms to start the day on Saturday. And then I think Saturday afternoon, mainly dry, but we got to watch late in the day to see if we get some pop-up guys again into Sunday morning. So we have scattered rounds, very similar to what we've seen all week long. 64 to start, 80 by noon, high temp, 85 degrees. For State, Friday night, high school football. 76 at kickoff, 70 by the fourth quarter. Maybe a random shower, but overall, I think it's going to be good. We look pretty good. Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex looking downtown, northeast through downtown. Temperatures upper 60s to lower 70s. Our rain has been caused by this upper level wave that is shifting through, but there's another wave behind it, and that's what's going to give us chances to, at least continued chances, to get rain across the region. Let's go into late Sunday. Scattered thunderstorms. I would say 70% of the weekend looks good, but we are going to have those hit and miss storms. And then a complex Sunday night into Monday morning, and then again a couple random guys try to pop up late Monday. As our main upper level wave kind of rotates on us on Tuesday, I think this is when we'll get a little bit more widespread rain across the region late Tuesday and into Wednesday. All right, rainfall potential. This is going to be over the next 4 days, mainly Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I guess 5 days. But a lot of areas could pick up an inch or two, which would be kind of nice to see. Heading down the road, you can see that upper level wave kind of rolling away from us, but you can see it's replaced by another one as we head into early next week. 85 Friday, 86 Saturday, 87 on Sunday. Staying in the mid-80s, but those rain chances sticking around all the way through next Thursday.
We'll take the rain that we get, yeah?
We definitely will.
All right, thanks, Doug. Still ahead, highlights from an eventful night in high school sports with soccer and volleyball, plus Pitt State women's soccer returned to actions at home with sights set on a third straight win. We'll have highlights from that and more coming up in sports.
Pitt State women's soccer is off to a 3-1 start to the year, including back-to-back wins over Southwest Baptist and Southern Nazarene. Gorillas back in action this afternoon, eyeing a third straight victory. Pitt State hosting Southwest Oklahoma, looking to continue their nice run of success. Gorillas lead by 2 early in the first half. Ryan Caruth looks to add more. She'll take it herself to the sideline into the goal box, but her shot is wide as the Bulldogs would regain possession. But a few minutes later, Danae Hobson now turning some defense and offense. She'll steal the ball. She's got an open lane, but she's fouled from behind, and that'll set up a penalty kick for the Gorillas. Mia Hunt would end up taking that attempt for Pitt State. She lofts it over the goalkeeper and in. Pitt State takes a 3-0 lead as the Gorillas go on to win 4-1, improving to 4-1 on the season. In high school soccer, Pittsburgh High hosting Coffeyville. Purple Dragons leading 2-0 near the end of the first half. Abner Salas crosses it in to Luke Moss, who scores the goal for Pittsburgh. But wait a minute, the side ref signals offside, so the Purple Dragons remain 2 goals ahead. Now the Golden Tornadoes have a free kick in Pittsburgh territory. Omar Lopez Cuevas curls it in and around defenders into the bottom corner for Fuel Kinley's first goal of the game, and that cuts Pittsburgh's lead in half. Just a few minutes later, the Golden Tornadoes get a penalty kick. Robin Miguel Pedro finds the net, and suddenly it's a tie game. The teams would end regulation tied at 3, but it's the Purple Dragons in overtime that come away with the 4-3 victory. Pittsburgh High was busy this evening. It wasn't just soccer, but volleyball as well, with the Purple Dragons hosting the Raiders of Frontenac. Pittsburgh taking on the Raiders, looking to make it 9-2 on the year. Marin Stumo serving to start the match. She gets the ace for the Purple Dragons' first point. Now Stumo will do it again. She's going to set up Ivory Watts, and Watts will spike it into the floor for the kill. Now the Raiders, they're going to go on the attack, looking to claw their way back in it. Hadley Goodwin goes for the kill, but it's blocked by Ona Jorge, and the Purple Dragons score the first 3 points of the match. But the Raiders are going to fight back. Goodwin again, but this one can't be returned in front. Frontenac's on the board. However, Pittsburgh dominates in this one, sweeping the Raiders in 3 sets. Columbus and Neodesha battling at the Galena Triangular. First set, Blue Streaks go on the attack. They're going to connect with Kimberlyn Combs, and she's going to add to her team's lead with a kill. Later in the set, off a Titan serve, Neodesha back on the offensive. This time going to the middle, and Addison Stover records a kill of her own. Still in the first set, though, Columbus looking to get back in it, trying to battle back, and it's their turn to attack via the middle, and Addie Wilson's spike finds Hardwood inside the back line, but it's Blue Streaks coming away with the win, 2-0. Titans playing a doubleheader as they host the Bulldogs. Early first set, Galena with the lead, attacking through the middle, finding Westlyn Russell, who adds to that lead with a kill. Later in the set, Columbus, they're going to continue to fight their way back, using the middle of the court themselves, and Caitlin Drager finds Hardwood with this touch. Still in that first set, off a Titan serve, Russell's doing it all. This time she's going to set it up for her teammate, Mackenzie New, who finishes off the point with a kill. Bulldogs cap off the triangular with a win over Columbus, 2-0. On the Missouri side, Carl Junction hosting Logan Rogersville. First set off the Bulldogs serve, the Wildcats finding outside hitter Millie Bauer, who brings the boom with this kill here. But here comes Carl Junction, this time off the Wildcats serve, attacking the outside themselves with Madeline Huffman, showing off her strength with a spike of her own. Now let's go to the second set. Wildcats looking to build on their lead, going back to Bauer on the opposite side this time, and she will add another kill. The Bulldogs fall at home to the Wildcats in straight sets.
Well, one thing I got to talk about, we have another week of 4-state Friday night football. What can we expect tomorrow during that?
Press Box is going to be a very loaded show tomorrow. Sure. We've got 16 total games, so we've got a lot going on. We're getting a couple games from some people outside of the area, but we're going to be covering a lot of games, so it's going to be a good show.
You've had your hands full ever since you got here. I mean, it's been a lot of good stuff, not to mention Chiefs trying to still stick in it. They're 0-2. What do you think they have to do to kind of continue their run this season?
They got to figure it out on offense. They got to figure out a running game, maybe getting the rookie Brashard Smith some more touches. Offensively, if they figure it out, the Chiefs will be fine. Defense looked really good against the Eagles. They just need the offense to start picking it up, starting faster, and the Chiefs will be fine. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be right back. Starting next month, the K-State Research and Extension Program's South Wind District will aim to encourage future farmers in southeast Kansas. KOAM's Kenny Foreman previews what's to come.
The South Wind District of Kansas State University's Research and Extension Program noticed a trend. More people have been moving to southeast Kansas with interest in farming.
We've had a lot of interest in people moving back from the Kansas City metropolitan area, moving to rural Bourbon County, and they usually have a small plot of land that they would like to get back to the agricultural side of things, to be able to feed their families and try to make a little living off of that.
Wanting to help make those possibilities realities for the community, the program is set to host a 7-part series on homesteading, where they will teach attendees techniques in small-scale farming and livestock.
I think this series will be good for beginners or experienced. A lot of the stuff that I'm personally covering, and I know others, they're going to be a little more beginning oriented, to where anybody can understand them.
Over at Fort Scott High School, Sydney Cullison teaches agriculture and is the advisor for the school's Future Farmers of America program. She believes agricultural education is important, even if her students don't see themselves becoming farmers.
We have lots of students that are coming in with gardening experience, or maybe floral design is something that we've implemented, and the small animal care has become such a large component, and kids want to be a vet, and so bringing in those animal science concepts, more focusing on the small animal care and those types of things, because a lot of kids are able to relate to that.
As a member of the Southwind Extension District Board, Gary Palmer of Freedom Farms in Fort Scott is excited about the upcoming sessions.
I absolutely think agricultural education is vital. I believe that most of us, even us in southeast Kansas and rural areas, don't have the greatest appreciation for where our food comes from, or what has to go into making, growing animals that flourish so that we can flourish.
In Fort Scott, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
The first session will be held October 1st at 6 p.m. It is titled Plot Perfect: Garden Planning and Abundant Harvests. Hollywood is weighing in on the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live. That story up next. Hollywood is reacting to the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live after the show was indefinitely pulled off the air following his comments about the assassination of political activist Charlie Kirk. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has more.
Hollywood stars reacted quickly to news Jimmy Kimmel Live was suspended, including Ben Stiller, who posted on X, "This isn't right," among others sharing their thoughts on social media. In a video, Wanda Sykes said she was supposed to be a guest with Kimmel. And speaking of President Trump, said he ended freedom of speech within his first year. Jamie Lee Curtis posted a Rolling Stone cover with Kimmel quoted as saying, "I don't think anybody should be canceled." Henry Winkler shared praise for Kimmel, saying his humor, his insights are important to keep showing us who we are, and he is a most wonderful fellow. Similarly, Christy Brinkley, along with a photo of several late-night hosts, noted the laughter they provide us is as important as the air we breathe. She added, "We must protect their and our First Amendment rights." Jean Smart wrote she's horrified at the cancellation, adding what Jimmy said was free speech, not hate speech, adding people seem to only want to protect free speech when it suits their agenda, while Mark Maron called the suspension government censorship and urged people to speak out, be peaceful, be urgent. NASCAR star Danica Patrick, however, had a headline of the cancellation on her Instagram story and wrote, "Human decency is coming back." Hollywood unions issued statements, including the Screen Actors Guild. SAG-AFTRA condemned the suspension and said our society depends on freedom of expression. Suppression of free speech and retaliation for speaking out on significant issues of public concern run counter to the fundamental rights we all rely on. The Writers Guild of America, in a statement, said the right to speak our minds and to disagree with each other, to disturb even, is at the very heart of what it means to be a free people. It concluded with, the WGA stands with Jimmy Kimmel and his writers. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
That's been our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.